Welcome to the Festival of Trees at the Berkshire Museum in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. We have a great treat for you today. The Festival of Trees has not been shown for the last few years, and we're on again. And so this year, the theme is nostalgia. And we have lots of creative people who have produced some wonderful trees and some wonderful ornaments. So thank you for joining us. The first tree we're going to show you is the tree from the Lee Library Association. And this tree is called Lee, Massachusetts, Our Town Under the Steeple. And our steeple was created by one of the board members from the Lee Library, and that's Sharon DeLorme. And other board members helped create all these ornaments. And the ornaments have pictures from our archives. And the archives are pictures that were digitized by the Boston Public Library, and we'll show you some close-ups of these pictures. I hope you enjoy our tree. Here is one of our archival pictures, and this is Senator John Kennedy visiting Lee in April 1956. And then we have the fountain in the park that's a favorite of lots of people, and that was refurbished a few years ago. That's the Kilbon Fountain, and that's right here. And so we're showing that as well. And then we have some Lee High School pictures from the class of 1963. And we also have the very unique Central Fire Station. And alongside we have some people, and here are two of our artists that we have, and this is Bob Hill and Gloria Malcolm Arnold. And we have some pictures from our parades as well. Lee loves parades, and this is from the Founders Day Parade in 2009. Our next tree is also a tree that has been put up by a Lee person, and this is an author, Elizabeth Cogswell, and her tree is the Seek and Find tree. She has written this book, Exploring the Holidays with Sheep and Fox. And on her tree, there are lots of things to find, and there's a list here right in front. This very unique tree is quite tall and has some antique ornaments and antique cards on them. And this gives you a huge sled in back, and this is called Holiday Decor and is from Interprint. The next tree is Hope for the Holidays, supporting breast cancer awareness all year round. And this tree has been sponsored and put up by the Berkshire Health Systems. And this tree is decked all in pink and feathers, and there are photos also that show survivors, and they show all the important work that the Berkshire Health Systems does, especially with breast cancer awareness. The next tree represents the good old days, and this is from Molari Employment and Healthcare Services. And these are the Christmas gifts that were under the tree long time ago, and you'll see lots of fun toys that were from the past. There's a Barbie up on the tree, and there's a number of other toys. It's decorated with popcorn and cranberries and whistles and handmade ornaments. It's a really very fun tree. And this tree is called It's a Forest Out There. And this tree is decorated with animals and pine cones and some ornaments and birds. And coming around the top of the tree is a wise old owl. And this tree is from Arienti and Klepstar, LLP. This is probably one of the more unusual trees you're going to see in this exhibit, and this is created by the Pittsfield Pipers, and it's cast from the past. And this vehicle, driven by Santa, looks like it's driven right out of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with that tree. The next tree is presented by the Pine Cobble School, and it's called Nostalgia from Yesterday to Today. And this tree has pictures of the students from the past, and they are created in ornaments. And then there are many handmade ornaments of snowmen and snowflakes and all kinds of other wonderful decorations. And at the top is a very special piece that the students have created. The next beautiful tree is called Winter Wonderland, and it's presented by the Feigenbaum Foundation. And this is filled with beautiful white ornaments, white birds, and at the top, when we see, are many butterflies flying away. This is a very graceful and lovely tree. And here we have a cluster of trees, some presented by the Lee Bank, and others have a Santa Claus waiting for us to explore them in greater detail. All of them have wonderful ornaments, as we'll look at them separately, and many are all created by the employees or the staff. The next tree is called the Berkshire Queer History, and it's from Berkshire Stonewall. And this tree represents all the efforts and all the campaigns to get equality for homosexual individuals. And this has all the ornaments and badges that were used in many of their campaigns to work hard for their equality. And this tree is called A Candlelit Christmas with the Bidwell House, and it's presented by the Bidwell House, which is a historic building. And this tree represents the simplicity and the way trees were decorated in much earlier times, just with the single candles all around. However, in earlier times, these were really real candles being lit on trees. This next tree is called O Brickmas Tree, and it's from Bottomless Bricks, and the ornaments are made from Legos, and the top ornament, the topper, is also a huge Lego piece. And inside some of these ornaments, you'll see the figs, the little figs, and then other pieces that are constructed to create other kinds of pieces. This is a wonderful creative tree. This next tree is the Berkshire Theater Group, and this is topped off with a real topper. And this one has ornaments that have the different performances that they've featured throughout the years, as well as the names of the theaters that are part of this group, the Colonial Theater, the Berkshire Theater, and also it has some of the pictures of other actors as well. The next tree is Berkshire Magazine's tree, and this is called Berkshire Magazine Through the Years. And these are the covers and stories that have been in the magazine. And there's the Seated Lincoln, and there's Deval Patrick, who's in one of the magazines, and a lot of the activities going around, the Cultural Titans, and lots of interesting articles from the present to going back to in the past. This next tree is called the Garden in Winter, and this certainly looks like the Berkshires with all the various birds that you see coming in on the winter trees. And there's a number of little houses and bird feeders on this tree, and this is just a beautiful tree. Also some glass icicles and lit up beautifully. This is the Barrington Stage Company tree, and it's a wonderful tree. The skirt is all surrounded by 78 Edison records, and then the tree has on these wonderful ornaments, which they created from the names of different plays that they put on, and a top hat with a wonderful black feather is at the top. In between are musical notes for all their performances, and this is just a very theatrical tree with lots of drama. The next tree is called Remembrance and Hope, and this is presented by the Berkshire Coalition for Suicide Prevention. And this tree honors the people whose lives are lost and who are gone from their families. And this is a very special tree presented by a very special organization. Their mission is to save lives, and together we can build resilience in our community, educate the public, and strengthen the response to community need. And this sheds light on a very difficult subject, which is suicide. This tree is put on by the Volunteers in Medicine, and this is another wonderful group that helps to fill a need and helps people. And they have their helping angel sitting at the top of this tree, and this is decorated by different angels and ornaments and to represent all the help that they give. This is another tree that's very special, and this is Berkshire Pride. And this tree is dedicated with all the hearts and the rainbow colors and ornaments that they have created with sayings and pictures of their members and also working toward equality. This tree has a great deal of nostalgia in it, and it's called Toy Blast from the Past, and is presented by the Boys and Girls Club of the Berkshires. And the skirt on this tree is a twister game, and that provided lots of hours of fun for people and kids. And then you have all these wonderful ornaments that are made by the kids that hang out at the Boys and Girls Clubs, and they have their names on them, they have pictures on them, they have all kinds of games pieces on them, and this is a wonderful jack-in-the-box to top off this tree. Okay, this next tree is Look Mom, No Cavities, and is presented by the Berkshire Dentist. And this tree has Norman Rockwell faces featured on it, and great smile showing all these beautiful teeth. And this tree is a silver tree, silver and blue, presented to the museum. This next tree is a very special group, and this is from the Mentor Foster Care, and it's Mentor Foster Care Handmade Christmas. And on this tree there's all kinds of wonderful handmade ornaments, and these are hearts and snowflakes and trees and Santas and all kinds of fruits and vegetables hanging on here. And so this is a wonderful tree, and by an organization that does very special work. And this tree is presented by Mountain One, and it presents all their charters and pictures from the past all around the tree. This next group of trees has some very interesting things on them, and we'll start with this one here. And this one is called Sledding Through the Decades, and it's from Ready, Set, Learn Preschool. And there's lots of wonderful snowmen on this tree with faces from some of the students at the school, and wonderful some are in bunny outfits, some are on ornaments, some are on snowmen, and it shows them sledding through the decades. And this tree is called Celebrating the Past as We Look to the Future. And this is from the Pittsfield Grange number 14. And on this tree you see some of their awards that they have won at fairs, and there are the animals that they are teaching students about, and the good work that they do about farming, and lots of ribbons and pins, and a wonderful tree to celebrate all this work. And this tree also represents lots of nostalgia. People could remember that popcorner and the popcorn wagon at the bank corner on North Street. And this was the book, Whiskers, that was written about that bank mouse. And all the things on this tree represent the popcorn wagon and Whiskers the bank mouse, and lots of fun memories from this getting popcorn at that wagon. This tree is from the Berkshire Historical Society at Arrowhead, and this is called Berkshire Memories. And this tree is covered by wonderful cards from the past. These are copies of the antique cards that are in the Berkshire Historical Society's collection. And this tree is in the room that's probably one of the favorite rooms of children to visit. This room is the room with the mummies. This tree is called Partners in Recovery, and it was presented by 18 Degrees parents as teachers. And this handmade tree was put together through a partnership with 18 Degrees and the Parents as Teachers team and our Families in Recovery. We work together to represent recovery and the nostalgia of 18 Degrees. These keepsakes tell a story of where we once were, the journey to recover, and who we are today. As a team, we are working to reduce the stigma around addiction and shine light around recovery and rebuilding our lives one moment at a time. And this is a very important message. There's a statement on this tree from Dr. Seuss, and it's a wonderful statement. Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. These two very special trees are presented by Hospice Care in the Berkshires. And the first one has all children on them, and it's covered with ornaments that are from Viewmasters. And this is called Pediatric Palliative Care. And there's these wonderful pictures of children on this tree. And then the other tree is called Making Memories of a Lifetime. And all kinds of services are listed on their ornaments, and remnants and reminders of people that have passed away. The next two trees are beautiful trees, and the first is Wistful, Whimsical, Be Fair Through the Years, presented by Be Fair, and this is covered with blue ornaments, white ornaments, and lots of pictures of their goings-on. And the other tree is called Holiday Inn Club Vacations, and this is showing all the Santas and skiing and all the activities that you can do on one of these holiday club vacations. This group of trees is presented by the Pine Cobble School in Williamstown, and these trees are decorated with candles and animals and crayons and all these wonderful things that are done by the children.